coffee beans, whole ground. What's the difference? Like which one tastes better and which one you should choose? In this video, you are going to figure out which one suits you best. We're all going to measure on the price, the expiration date, the taste, the time to make it, and how much coffee experience do you have. That tastes good. Now, for the pro and cons of whole beans. If you guys decide to become a coffee drinker today, or if you guys are already a coffee drinker, the first is, if you guys decide to drink whole beans coffee, the flavor and the aroma for the coffee hasn't been loose yet, because it hasn't been grounded yet. Because once the moment ground coffee, the flavor and the taste and the aroma starts to lose over time. That's why whole beans are more fresher. It tastes different, and the aroma smells very nice, okay, and it can last longer. It has a longer shelf life if you buy whole beans, and you can have various. You can have Italian coffee, you can have like a lot of different type of coffees. The research, because there's way too many types of coffee for like if you guys decide to buy whole beans coffee. Also, you guys can have experimenting, like having fun with it to your taste, whether you want it more bitter, more sweet, more sour or something. But the cons for making whole beans coffee is it's more time consuming to make it. It takes a lot of time. You have to clean the machine, clean the steamer and all that, so it takes way more time. If you guys decide to do whole beans coffee and you guys have zero coffee experience, you're still like kind of beginner, you're still new to it, haven't done your research yet, it might be a bit harder. The reason why a lot of people still use whole ground coffee, because it's easy. You just pour the hot water, put some sugar and done. But with the coffee machine, you guys have to learn how to grind it properly, how to plant it properly, how to clean the machine, how to steam the milk. There's a lot of learning about the coffee machine. It's like maybe it can be a bit difficult for beginners, but also the pros for it is like you guys get to learn faster, you get to understand coffee better and all that. And another one is it's more pricey. It's more expensive if you buy coffee beans. The reason it's so expensive because the taste will be different, the freshness will be different, the aroma will be different, the experience when drinking the coffee will be different. Let's say even if you buy a small pack, it can last very long for like the coffee till it runs out. That's the pros for the coffee beans. But the cons of it is it's more pricey. You have to pay for it. It's like it is worth the price. You have to actually deeply interested in coffee. You actually have to get to know coffee, learn about the coffee machine, make it properly. If there's a problem with the coffee machine, you have to learn how to deal with it, whether you buy a new one or you fix it. Okay, overall, it takes longer time to brew. It's more expensive than pre-ground coffee, and the grind size could be uncertain when for the first time, or if you're new to coffee machines, and there's more room for error making or grinding whole beans coffee when you decide to drink coffee. So if you're an absolutely beginner, I suggest you get used to and get to know pre-ground coffee first. For the pros and for the cons of making pre-ground coffee, let's get to the pros first. So for the pros for making pre-ground coffee, it's faster, it's more simpler, you don't have to think much, and there's way much choices, so it's not overwhelming if you're an absolutely new beginner to getting to know coffee. And secondly, it's more cheaper. You don't need to spend more money. If you want to save up some money too much, or I need to save a budget, then pre-ground coffee is for you. And it's more simpler, it's more easier, it's very fast. When you making coffee, you don't have to think much, it saves your budget. But the cons of it is taste will be different, the aroma will be different, smell will be different. If you ever go to a cafe when you're drinking coffee and they're using coffee machine, you can notice the difference. Their coffees when you're using the coffee machine and your coffees when you're using pre-ground. If you pay attention enough, using the coffee machine tastes way better and all that. There's more options, more choices, which is I mentioned before this. The cons also for pre-ground coffee has a shorter life. Like the coffee can goes back faster because it's already grounded, sort of pre-grounded, which means it's already losing flavor. Even if you store it, it's still gonna last for a certain period of time. But if comparing to whole beans, it's not gonna last that long. So which one you should choose? Pre-ground coffee or whole beans? Which one should you choose? Pre-ground coffee or whole beans? For me, if you're an absolute beginner, you should start with pre-ground coffee. But if you are who's a big fan of coffee, who wants to get to know more about coffee, and you want to become a serious barista, you should buy a coffee machine and get whole beans. Like another cons, like if you decide to buy whole beans, you have to spend more money to get a coffee machine in order for you to use the whole beans, because you can't use the whole beans without the coffee machine. Machines are quite expensive, especially if you get the good ones. But if you're on a tight budget and you still want to get a coffee machine, I would recommend somewhere around almost $1,000, or the medium range, at least under $2,000, above $1,000, if you really want to get somewhere mid-range for the coffee machines. But for the best ones, I would recommend, like if you want to spend more than above $2,000, or even the ones that prices are like a car, if you only want to start a cafe of your own. So I would recommend whole beans once you get to know coffee well. If you are still a beginner, start with pre-ground coffee first. I hope that helps. Bye.